Hey guys, welcome back. I'm me, DC Gunner, and today we're gonna have finally got a Breguet to review for you guys, but it's not a real Breguet. It's just a Breguet Type 21. And before we start off the video, I just wanted to show you how it looks on the wrist to give you that better feel. What can you expect? How it looks on someone else's wrist, and the watch. Like I said, it's not a real Breguet because Breguet is all about tourbillons and complications, and this is a pilot's watch. But pilot's watch with lots of history. We'll talk about that later on. And this watch was also this was my grail, and now it's not. This is absolutely a gorgeous looking watch, and if you think this is not a real Breguet, well, shame on you, because it is a Breguet. It's not your typical Breguet watch that has a Breguet traditionnel with lots of tourbillons and complications, but actually company has aviation history. Breguet was one of the five manufacturers that had the specs for the military, for the French military that is, but nevertheless it's military. And 1995 Breguet relaunched the Type 20 and later on Type 21 like this one, and they are basically remade them into a luxury watches. They become more shinier, like you can see this as beautiful shiny watch, more fancier, more luxury, and they become very popular, especially on the second-hand market. This watch was for many years one of my grails, and this watch flies under the radar. Typically in this price range you can get a used, I haven't checked the prices lately, but you can get a moon watch at a Breguet. Last time I checked, it was a bit long. I don't check prices. This watch on as a second hand, as a pre-owned buy, is amazing. Bang per buck. You get a Breguet, you get a aviation pilot's chronograph, and what more do you want of a watch? This watch is just amazing. Oh, one part that's not so amazing is the proportions of this 21, and we'll talk about that in a second. But another thing that people lack to it is that this watch is it has a movement that's not really Breguet type movement. It's a Breguet 58-4 Q, and that's the Lemania base movement, Lemania 1350 movement, and it's actually a cam actuated chronograph. It has a flyback complication, has a date complication, but it's not your column wheel vertical clutch chronograph, and that's one of the things that I think could be better in this watch. And again, the watch, there's not much flaws to it. And it's 42mm case, but it has this coin edge bezel here, which rotates in both sides, and it kind of makes it stick out a bit more, and the watch wears a lot larger, so you have a bi-directional bezel, very nice and shiny. It's not polished, it's a brushed finish. The circle lines alongside, you have a indices, and the other thing that not really does not sit well with me is the height of this watch, and it's 15.2 millimeters height. And to give you illustration, this is the watch that will definitely not fit under the cuffs of your shirt, and it's like a G-Shock. It has a height of a G-Shock, and it wears a bit bigger. It is 42, but it wears a bigger, so I think the Type 20 would be more ideal and more perfect for me, and it would be more suitable grail for me, especially with the no date version. However, these are just some minor details that we watch reviewers and watchers like to speculate on and talk about. But looking at the bigger picture, this is really it's really it's amazing watch. It's beautiful. Look at this. It has a flightback chronograph, and it's also part of the original military specifications, which just reminds us of its aviation roots, and you don't want to miss that second. So yeah, uh, amazing timepiece, and like I said, it's not something you would Type 21. It's not something you would normally associate with Maison of Breguet, and because of the traditional tourbillons, and but this flyback, and it just shows us that the watch has a this watch is not just a full military, it has actually military pedigree, and that's what makes it a perfect pilot's watch for a collection.